I'd like to call to order the February 11th Chesapeake Bay Board meeting. The responsibility of this board is to carry out locally the Commonwealth policy to protect against and minimize pollution and deposition of sediment in wetlands, streams, and lakes in James City County, which are tributaries to the Chesapeake Bay. Mr. Wilson, roll call.
Mr. Roadley.
Here.
Mr. Waltrip.
Here.
Mr. O'Brien.
Here.
Mr. May.
Here.
Ms. Bowie.
Here.
You've had a chance to review the minutes from the January 14th meeting. Any changes or additions? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the minutes from January 14th, 2026 as presented.
Have a motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We also have minutes from the January 21st working session. Any changes or additions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to
Approve the minutes from January 21, 2026 as presented.
Motion to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We now enter the public comment portion of our agenda. The public comment period offers a chance for community members to express their opinions. Topics discussed shall not be directly related to a specific public hearing item. To participate, speakers must provide their name and address for the record. Would anybody care to address the board under the public comment period? Hearing none, we'll move to public hearings. The outline for tonight's public hearings will be a staff presentation, followed by any questions or clarifications from the board, and then the public hearing will be opened. At that time, anybody wishing to speak may do so once called upon by the chair. All public speakers must state their name and address for the record. Presentations before the board are subject to time limits. After everyone wishing to speak has done so and the discussion amongst the board has concluded, the public hearing will be closed. First item on the agenda is CBPA 25-0166 at 136 John Wickham.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. Amanda Fraser, Watershed Planner, presenting CBPA 25-0166. Mr. David Soto of the Structures Group Incorporated has applied for a Chesapeake Bay exception on behalf of Mr. Scott and Ms. Janet Kruger for encroachments into the RPA buffer for the construction of a retaining wall located at 136 John Wickham within the Kingsmill subdivision and the Skiffs Creek watershed. The parcel was platted in 1988 prior to the adoption of the Chesapeake Bay Preservation Ordinance in 1990. Here you can see the subject parcel outlined in blue and the watershed boundary outlined in yellow. And a closer aerial image of the property. The area of construction is generally right about here. The topography and the RPA. The total lot size of this property is 2.01 acres, of which 81% is located within the RPA. The applicants are proposing to construct an additional retaining wall to combat erosion on the property. A previous exception was granted for a retaining wall on April 10th, 2024 under case number CBPA 24-0030. The associated mitigation surety is still active. The current residence was constructed in 2018 with the RPA impacts approved under case number CBE-18-064. This property received an additional exception for the installation of a pool in 2021 under case number CBPA-21-0080. Total impacts to the RPA associated with this proposal equate to 100 square feet of impacts to the RPA. Required mitigation for this amount of impervious impacts equals half a planting unit or 6 shrubs. The applicants have submitted a mitigation plan equaling 21 shrubs, thus exceeding the county's mitigation requirements. So this was the previously approved site plan for the first retaining wall. And this is the second retaining wall that they are proposing. Will tie in here and continue around the side of the house. And for the proposed mitigation plantings. And retaining wall cross-section. Current site conditions. So here you can see that first retaining wall has been constructed. And they are going to be tying in right here and coming up this direction. Looking back. Another shot so you can see the slope. Staff has evaluated the application and exception request for the construction of a retaining wall. This application meets the ordinance conditions in section 23-11 and 23-14 and should be heard by the board because the construction of a retaining wall is considered accessory in nature. The board may grant exceptions to sections 23-7 if the application meets the following 5 conditions, which you have before you. Staff has reviewed the application and exception request and has determined the impacts associated with the proposal to be minor for the proposed development. Staff recommends approval for this exception request, and if the board wishes to approve the request, staff recommends the following conditions be incorporated into the approval. The applicants must obtain all other necessary federal, state, and local permits as required for the project. The applicants must submit a surety of $2,000 in a form acceptable to the James City County's Attorney's Office to guarantee the mitigation plan equaling 21 shrubs. The applicants must record an affidavit with the WJCC courthouse prior to the release of surety. This exception request approval will become null and void if construction has not begun by February 11th, 2027. And written requests for an extension to an exception must be submitted to the Stormwater Resource Protection Division no later than December 31st, 2026, 6 weeks prior to the expiration date. I'd be happy to take any questions at this time.
Any questions from staff?
Pull that picture back up where that retaining wall, I can't really understand what you're doing here. Are you extending the one where the fence is up around? Is that what you're trying to do?
Do you see
from
where
there?
yes, it'll be tying in here and coming back this
So
direction.
now you're putting a new one up and you're coming off the existing one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You go back 2 slides. There you go. Yep. There you go. I mean, in the past, we've reviewed these under the, because these slopes become unstable and they lead to erosion into the waterway. I noticed that they have mulched, but I also noticed that that area probably does wash. Is that, how would you describe that site condition?
It does appear to be washing the mulch further down the slope. I can allow the applicant to input if you'd like.
Okay. Any other questions for staff?
Just one for me. Previous retaining wall, 2024, as an open plan where the surety is still outstanding. Is there a reason behind that?
They have not requested an inspection of the plantings that appeared to be planted when I went out, and we will be following up with them regarding that.
Better follow-up.
Yes, sir.
Can you, in this picture, can you point to the end of the retaining wall? Are we removing trees on the bank, or is it ending before it gets to those root structures?
I'll allow the applicant to comment on
Okay.
that.
If you can just leave that up then. Any other questions for staff? Hearing none, I will thank you and open the public hearing. Would the applicant care to address the board?
David Soto, The Structures Group, 1200 Old Colony Lane. And here to answer questions.
Thank you. I think my question, what is the lateral extent of the retaining wall in this picture? Is it, because I noticed there's a bend in it, is it going to bend before it gets,
Yeah, it bends before the trees, approximately like
but are you going to
7.
be able to keep the tree, or do you have to pull it?
No, we plan on keeping the trees.
Any concern for root damage and,
Not at the moment. We try to stop a good, think it was like 7 or 8 feet before the center of the tree. So we think we should be out of it, but we
Gotcha.
don't.
Can you comment on the condition of the slope with respect to erosion?
Yeah, it is eroding, and part of the reason for the new retaining wall is to help keep the soil there at the front of the existing timber wall, and as well drainage
Yeah.
for the back of it.
How high is that retaining wall gonna be?
Max height was somewhere around 5'6", 5'7" feet.
10 feet?
No, 5 feet 7 inches.
5
sorry.
feet?
7 inches.
I can't
7
even-
inches. 5 feet 7 inches,
Okay.
around there.
Is that gonna be filled in with, to the wall, back to the existing wall? That's gonna be filled in with what?
Yeah, backfill.
Backfill, just
SM
material?
soils probably.
All right.
I noticed on the drawing, you had gravel down there to create an adequate drain system underneath of it.
Yeah, face drain.
So you won't get a hydraulic head behind it.
Right.
The backfill will include gravel to promote flow.
Oh, no, we are installing a new face drain on the back of the existing timber wall, but no gravel in the new. So we have a face drain for,
And could you go to the cross section? There you go.
yeah, so we have a new face drain along the existing timber wall with a jet train. I think every 10 feet. But we plan on filling the new retaining wall with just SM soils.
So is the hatching that I'm looking at where the drain connects, is that not gravel, or is that just,
Yeah. Are you talking about the new retaining wall?
yeah, the new one?
Yeah, it's gravel face drain.
So all we're trying to do is make sure that, and I know you're a structural engineer, so you've probably got this dialed in, but just making sure that the wall doesn't fail prematurely.
Yeah, we do have drains along them.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Would anybody else care to address the board? Hearing none, I'll pull the discussion back to the board, leave the public hearing open. Discussion amongst the board?
Mr. Chair, this seems like a reasonable approach and a necessary project. I would be in support of it.
I do agree. These slopes are hard to control. Hearing no dissenting comments, I will close the public hearing. The matter is before the board. Mr. Waltrip, would you like to make a motion?
Looks like you've done a good job on that. It looks like it's stone behind the wall down to a pipe that lets that water flow out. Am I correct on that?
That's correct.
Okay, good. That takes care of that excess water flowing over it. No, I think they've done a good job on it. I would support it, yes. I can make a motion. I will make a motion to adopt a resolution to grant the exception request for the Chesapeake Bay Board, case number CBPA 25-0166-136, John Wickham.
Mr. Wilson,
The motion is to adopt. Mr. Waltrip,
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Ms. Bowie,
Yes.
Mr. Roadley.
yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Waltrip. Under board considerations, Mr. Wilson, anything to consider?
No, sir, but there is a matter of special privilege before the board tonight.
You'd like to present?
I would be honored.
Thank you.
For those that do not know, tonight will be Mr. Waltrip's last board meeting, and we have developed a proclamation of appreciation for Mr. Waltrip. And I'd like to go ahead and read this into the record. So it says, whereas Larry T. Waltrip has continuously served the citizens of James City County as a member of the Wetlands Board since September 6th, 1994, and the Chesapeake Bay Board since January 1, 2004. And whereas Larry T. Waltrip has provided invaluable guidance, leadership, and assistance to the boards. And whereas throughout his 31 years of service, having rendered fair and impartial decisions, has fostered and continued exceptional public access to both boards. Now there it be resolved that the Wetlands Board and the Chesapeake Bay Board of James City County do hereby proclaim great appreciation to Larry Waltrip for his dedication, commitment, and exceptional service to the boards and to the citizens of James City County. Be it further resolved that the issuance of this proclamation be entered into the official minutes of the Wetlands Board and the Chesapeake Bay Board of James City County. So ordered this day. And it's signed by Mr. Charles Roadley, Chairman of the Chesapeake Bay Board, and Mr. Michael O'Brien, Chairman of the Wetlands Board. Sir, if you would do me the honor of coming down here.
Well, this lets me get on this side of the microphone. I'd like to thank the members of the board, all of James City County's people that make this happen. I feel good about it. I'm very honored that I have been able to serve on the board and maybe make a little bit of difference in the outcome for our residents. And I just want to say thank you. Any way I can ever help you all, even though I'm retiring from this, I'm still here if you need me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I would just like to just add with, coming on this board, just a few years ago, I haven't been here a long time, but I certainly appreciate Larry's, he's always been a voice of, wisdom on this board, and he's been here a long time, and wow, serving for 31 years, that's incredible. Thank you so much for your service. Greatly appreciate
Here,
it.
here. With that, Mr. Wilson, I see no other items on the agenda. Do we have a motion for adjournment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey.
We are adjourned.